gods and mortals meet. Legends rise from ancient stone. Heroes' fates are yet unknown. To the old, where the echoes call. In the night the darkness falls. Through the storm, through the flame, heroes rise to carve their name. From the ruins of the past to the battles that will last, every choice a path to tread. In this world where fate is led. Trivial, where the echoes call. In the night the darkness falls. Through the storm, through the flame, heroes rise to carve their name. Through the trials, through the pain, destinies in blood are stained. Magic weaves the threads of time. In trivial, where legends glide. Trivial, where the echoes call. In the night the darkness falls. Through the storm, through the flame, heroes rise to carve their name. So gather close, the tale begins in Trivial, where the dark wind sings. Join the fight, take up the call, for in this world, heroes rise or they fall. Where the echoes call, in the night the darkness falls. Through the storm, through the flame, heroes rise to carve their name.
Alright, hello everyone. Welcome to another episode of the Trivial Planar War, where we're playing Pathfinder 1E. Yay!
Yay.
Let's see if we can drive our DM crazy.
Please no.
Yep.
Please, yes.
Alright. So where we left off last game, you guys had arrived at the capital. You made it through the capital for the most part, got a little lost, but eventually found where you needed to drop off all the letters, including the love letter. In which case, the servant of that house came out and invited you guys back into the house, as the person who received the letter was interested in meeting you all. Alright?
Okay, boss.
Oh,
Okay.
Was this the tiefling we saw from the window?
You believe so, yes.
Okay.
Alright. Oh, goddamn, wrong window. I click on the wrong thing and it always pisses me off sometimes. It's like, guys, come on, man.
It never ends.
Yeah, it never ends. It's never the right window.
Or the few times he does get the right window, some small child comes flying down the stairs for a hug.
Yep. Alright. So, as you guys are brought into this very fancy house that has a lot of planar artwork outside, like, when I say planar artwork, I'm saying, like, planarly designed artwork. It's still made of stone or, like, bushes or fountains or whatever, but it's depicting planar things, like, infernal planes, plane of fire, plane of water, so on and so forth.
Okay, interesting stylization choice.
As you are guided through the house, you eventually brought to a I don't want to use the term common room, but it's kind of like basically a sitting room. And inside the sitting room is a young tiefling woman, bright red skin. She's wearing a big white coat, a beautiful, gorgeous black dress. And she kind of looks at you, and she's like sipping a small glass of wine. And standing behind her is a gentleman who is... Let me see how big he is, because I keep forgetting. He is 6'6", almost 200 pounds, and he's in full plate. He has a big hammer strapped to his back. Does
he have a helmet on?
In this case, no, he does not have a helmet on. The gentleman in question has blonde hair. He has sapphire-colored eyes. They are when I say sapphire-colored eyes, I'm not talking oh, they're a very vibrant blue. No, I mean literally looking at them, you're swearing that they're made of sapphire gem. So there is that.
I am currently talking to my other party members and not paying attention to who's in the room.
Yep. He does have a holy symbol, though, emblazoned on his armor, on the pauldrons. You can give me a knowledge religion check to identify it.
Say no more.
Oh, V gets it. Bell definitely gets it. Because it's a common religion. So, in this case, it is the holy symbol of Rienhild.
Oh, yay.
I know that. I recognize it.
At this point, I look over and go, fuck no. No. Screw you. I went across the fucking world to avoid you.
No!
Okay.
I'm just gonna look over at you having this bit of a hissy fit. I'm gonna look at V and go, somehow I don't think she likes him.
Check.
Yeah. I have to mute her on my screen because, hun, my thing's picking your voice up.
I'm sorry.
Yes, you spoke with the voice of God here.
Apparently.
From my point of view.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
You're echoing.
Sorry.
So, hun, you may need to relocate.
I will in a minute.
Okay. Anyway. So she's doing that, and he kind of smiles for a moment and goes, "Oh, hey, short stack."
Fuck you, I'm not that short, asshole!
V, and to anyone else who's interested, I got 10 copper on our now suddenly very argumentative party member. Any takers?
Why the fuck are you not a fire wing? You're supposed to be a fire wing, not on this side of the world.
They give you 2-to-1 odds. 3-to-1 odds.
Please tell me the other three aren't with you.
There's more?
Give me one
Wait,
second,
what?
guys.
I get the
Let me
hint, I'm
pause.
going.
All right, sorry about that. We were having some echoey issues, and now we corrected them. So here we go. All right, we can get back to it.
Well, Belle is absent-mindedly holding up a silver coin. I think that's the copper is the wheat. The silver is something else. Anyway.
Silver is hammer.
Uh-huh. Okay. So, say I want to see whether or not, looking at the two of them, to spy any, family resemblance.
There's
would I
a
be
lot.
looking into... Would there be, knowledge nature?
I could see knowledge nature. Knowledge nature could be appropriate for it.
She's glaring at him now that she stopped bitching at him. She's just like death glare.
Yeah, there's very much a similar appearance to them. They're like, their facial structure is very similar. Yeah, while they do have different color hair and eyes, you can tell that they at least came from similar parentage.
Oh yeah. That in combination with that 31 cents motive.
Yeah. He will smile and just go, my name is Cedric. I am one of 4 older brothers for Draha there.
I didn't know you had any
Yeah.
siblings.
Yeah, we
I
didn't know
went
that.
across the world for a fucking reason.
I didn't know that you
Yes.
went across the world
Mm.
for any reason.
I'm just gonna walk up to this guy and go, "So, have you any?" I'm gonna look at a certain someone with a big grin and remark, "Have you any jovial stories?"
Immediate hold person is cast.
Give me a will save, Inquisition.
Wait a sec, I don't see the. Hang on, do I have to refresh because I don't see the spell?
She didn't click on it. She's saying she's
I was
casting
braiding
it.
my hair while I was trying to do this.
I don't think that passes.
Damn it.
Yeah, no. So Jose, you're like sitting there going, do you have any, story? and you like freeze in place.
Are you? Wow.
The subject is aware and breathes normally, but cannot take any actions, even speech.
Yep.
Sweetheart,
Yeah.
are you
Why do you think this
okay?
is Draha's favorite spell?
I think there's something wrong with my husband.
Sylvana just kind of like rubs her temple and just goes, you don't say.
Raha, you're upsetting the precious one again. And I step forward, go and do a little curtsy to the lady that has also been in the room and says, Bonjour. I am Sister Belle Lee, cleric of Amuketna. These are my companions. The outspoken Draha, who is apparently familiar with your fellow guest. The black tabaxi is Jose Quester. The concerned white tabaxi is Vina, his wife.
Tabaxi, by the way, is 5th Ed, not Pathfinder.
Please correct to whatever is appropriate.
Yeah, it would be catfolk, just catfolk.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. I have to remember everybody in my party. I think that it's down to Miss Sylvana Frostfire and Rai Hajime.
It's nice to meet you. And then he bows like the Japanese bowing, the greeting.
Did I miss anybody?
No. As Hedon is currently MIA.
It is like, I look around a little confused and whatnot for a moment, and is like, yes, this is everyone that has ensured the safety of your deliveries.
Well, I am appreciative of that. I wanted to see the interesting people that the gentleman who wishes to try to become my suitor has sent to make sure his missives get here.
Yes, we are a colorful retinue indeed.
Yep. You guys hear the sound of what... You're not sure if it's arguing, but it is raised voices. And then suddenly a double set of doors to the side just fling open, and the white-haired tiefling gentleman comes in. He obviously also has a glass of wine in his hand, and he's talking to a half-elven gentleman who's following behind him. And he's like, no, that's Edron. You have to make sure you word it correctly. You do not, basically, because these people are foolish. They want to literally, basically, cause you to go insane. And then he turns and notices the party, and then goes, "Oh, we have guests. My apologies. Indari, why didn't you tell me that we had guests?" And she kind of looked at him and goes, "Uncle, these are people who have dropped off missives to me." He goes, "Oh, from that foolish human man. Oh, of course. And he comes up to him, like, starts shaking everyone's hand and goes, "It's a pleasure to meet all of you. I'm sure you're quite honored to be in my house."
Yes. Yes, like,
My name is...
Uh.
I am Lord Thalion Whitmore. I am the owner of this house, and this is my niece, Indari.
Hello, sir.
Hi.
While maintaining the death glare at Cedric.
Oh, I see you have an issue with the bodyguard I recently hired for her. He has proven to be rather good at his job, but his poetry is something to be desired.
Unfortunately, I know him well, and while he's good at defending people now, he wasn't so great at it when he was younger.
Well, I'm glad his skills have improved. Isn't that right, Edrin? He goes, "Yes, sir, of course." He goes, "Edrin, what are you doing here? Go find these people drinks. Go before the sun burns out and we all die of the cold." And like
Raised eyebrow?
you see the guy kind of like shudder like for a moment. Like, he is obviously like high strung and nervous, and he's just like, yes, of course. And like he just leaves. He goes, "He is great with paperwork, but his ability to think ahead definitely needs some work. I am still educating him on that."
We're very thank you very much for the consideration. For us, merely humble messengers.
Oh, it's nothing of the matter. If people like you deserve to at least have something nice every now and then. If it wasn't for that thrice damned, Sahiran country, we'd have a much better ability to make make money and do goods. But unfortunately, they do tend to make things more difficult with their sheer output of magical items.
I see.
Like, after a few moments, like, the half elf comes back in, Edrin comes back in, and he's got like a tray, and he's bringing glasses. He's handing them to people as quickly as he can. And the guy takes another glass from him because he had finished his wine, and he goes, "Edrin, you are a treasure. Thank you, good sir. Now, off you go with whatever paperwork you need to get done. I can handle myself here. I'm not completely incompetent. Go!" And the guy's like, "Yes, sir, of course, sir." And it's like that. He just shakes his head and goes, "One of these days, he is actually going to grow a spine, and it is going to be a glorious thing to behold."
Or you could just chill out and let him, she says in her own head.
He just kind of smiles and just takes a drink and goes, "He at least makes sure the wine is poured correctly. Excellent. Do try it. It's a great vintage from Opus. I recently got my hands on it at a minor cost."
Huh. You certainly have an eye for the best. And I do a little cheers and sip. Though anybody from the party can tell that her smile is a little extra strained.
Yep.
It's like,
Yeah, no, my character is literally just glaring at her older brother.
now, naturally, you have some other task that you need to do. So, allow me to at least pay you back for your assistance in getting the letters here and see what I perhaps can accomplish with whatever influence I have. Naturally, of course, you would consider it a favor, and I would, of course, require a favor back at some point in the future.
Uh,
That sounds good.
I see. Well,
So, what is it you're attempting to accomplish? I will see if I can assist.
well, we are intending to travel to Sahir and further afield from there. Though, if there is any work opportunities we can achieve within a few days, I'm sure we can handle a simple task like that, and I would like to visit the city's library.
Ah, you're one of those book types. Ah, I see.
We.
We have quite a few of you running around recently. But they come, they go. It happens all the time. The city's library. I'm assuming you want the noble's library, not the merchant's library.
Oh, there are two? As I perk up to that.
He goes, yes. The merchants keep a library. It's mostly filled with logs of all their trades, their goods, logging what is a fair price, things of that nature. It's very boring, very dry.
Yes.
The Noble's Library has more history, more art, things of that nature. It's not so much just plain records, but a variety of subjects.
Ah. Yes, that does sound more palatable.
Yeah. He thinks for a moment, and you see him take a sip of his wine and kind of choke on it a little bit, like he drank it slightly wrong, and just goes, ah, all right, Edrin. And you see Edrin run back in and he goes, yes, Lord Whitmore. He goes, I want you to write up a letter for these kind of people to be allowed into the noble's library. And he goes, are you sure? Am I talking to myself here? Am I imagining this? Am I delusional? Have I entered a drunken stupor at this point? No? Then go write the letter. Go! And the guy's like, yes, sir, of course, sir. And he just scurries off. Sylvana's going to kind of raise an eyebrow and just be like, okay, and what do you want in return? He goes, at some point when I need a favor and you happen to be able to provide it, we'll work something out. I feel like that's fair, yes?
Yes.
So, if you may, we should confer and see whether or not there are any particular limits on any personal or well, see if there's any particular limits we want you to be aware of.
I'll just discuss it later when I basically ask for the favor later. I don't need it right now. Everything's fine. But it's good to always be owed a favor from, capable, adventurers.
Very well.
Bit of an odd question. Does diplomacy count as a skill check?
Yes.
Please feel free to step in at any time.
I'm
'Cause,
still on.
like,
Oh, wait, hold on. I gotta use the will thing.
Yeah, because in order to move. Nope, he's still a statue.
Damn
no,
it!
Oh.
I it's like this has been long enough.
At this point, she's dropped the spell on Jose because she's just glaring at her brother.
That's her. And she goes,
Because she knows the spell won't work on him.
now, Indari basically, she speaks up and goes, now, Cedric, while I do appreciate your company and things of that nature, we would like you to accompany them to the library, and then you can talk over with your sister about some things and see if you can't hopefully bury the hatchet.
Just not in anyone's skulls, please.
Yeah.
And he's like, okay, fair enough. After a few moments, Edrin comes back in and he goes, here is your letter. It was a, he thinks for a moment, goes, it was a pleasure to meet you. And then scurries off. The older tiefling will kind of chuckle and just go, well, with that business concluded, I need to go have another discussion with someone else in another room. They've probably been waiting long enough for this.
Very well. Thank you for your time.
Are you attempting to improve his attitude with a diplomacy roll?
Well, given that the spell was dropped, I'm not exactly sure what I could say to improve the attitude, but I will be politely asking questions and. Actually, hold on. V, would you accompany me as we find suitable sleeping arrangements with this dapperly well-dressed man? And by the by, where do you get your threads from? I must say, one as well-dressed as you is quite rare to my eye.
He kind of chuckles a bit and goes, I'm sure you will find a good tailor in town. They are plentiful and around. If you'll excuse me. And he leaves.
No, come back! I need you to talk to me!
And
I'm just gonna look over at the brother now, and is the brother still there?
Yeah, Cedric is still there.
Jaha has turned and left the room to head out the main doors to get away from him.
So, you know any embarrassing but funny stories?
I am fairly certain I know quite a few, but the last thing I want, good sir, is for my sister to cast another spell on you and possibly cause brain damage.
Oh, my dear sir, it's a little late for that. There's plenty wrong with my noggin. But, on the upside, I managed to do one thing right. Look at my beautiful wife.
Oh, sweetheart, there's nothing wrong with your noggin. It's a very cute noggin, and I like it a lot. And you've got brains in there, I'm sure you
Excuse
do.
me. Jesus.
Oh, come here, you. As I just run over to her and start kissing her and hugging her and doing that sort of left and right kind of hugging and kissing at the same time.
At this point, Sylvana's going to reach over and kind of like grab one of you and slowly drag you away and go, this is not the time nor the place for this. Let's continue.
Off me! I never consented to you grabbing me! Let go!
As Belle
All you
is
hear is
standing
I can
there in
hold
front.
person back up.
Ryan's just gonna like grab Belle and just like, let's go. These guys are causing too much.
It, but as I'm sitting there, deeply red with how embarrassed this chaos is making me, as I'm like trying to uh, basically start speaking to Endari again.
All right. She kind of chuckles and goes, if your friends want to wait outside for you, we can continue our conversation, and then, um, I could release you at a slightly later time.
Yes, please. We'll. Cedric apparently knows his way around. Um, we'll meet at the library. Yes, that'll be a wonderful meeting spot.
Cedric,
Go find a place for us to stay, please.
Cedric will nod and go, I will head to the library and get your friends there. I'm sure you will be given proper directions.
Yes, please assist them with establishing a place to stay along the way.
I will try to make arrangements the best I can.
Thank you.
And Cedric will go behind the party for the most part and kind of usher them out the door. All right, so
And so, anybody staying with me?
I think Sylvana will, and I don't know about Rye.
Yeah, I'll stay in.
All right, so it'll be Sylvana, Rye,
right.
and Belle inside, Vina, Jose, and Draha outside with Cedric.
All right.
Why are you leaving me with the dickhead?
Because you left first, and then they're also heading out.
Yep.
I was waiting outside the doors for Bella and Nat, who were going to the library, to go with them to the library.
Well, yeah,
Well, just give us a moment, and you can feel free to pull whatever shenanigans you can to avoid the herd coming through. Maybe.
Be a nice child. She is. All right. So Belle, Rye, and Sylvana, you were sitting there. You were with this tiefling woman. She goes, "So, what is it you wish to discuss with me?"
Well, you, for one, seem to have some questions about Mr. Reinfeld, who employed us. And then the chaos ensued.
Yes.
Your uncle is very hospitable, and, well, I travel with a circus that is surprisingly chaotic for its small size.
So I've
No,
noticed.
I'm not apologizing.
So I've noticed. Mr. Rainford has had his eye on me for quite some time. Though I dare say I have not returned similar affections back.
Which is unfortunate, but such things happen.
Yes, he's... How do I want to put this? He is comparatively older than I am. By a sizable margin.
I can't hear.
And I nod along to that.
And and he does want to marry into my family in order to bolster his family.
His man who hired us to deliver things gave us the impression that he was actually quite smitten, but again, I can only I was receiving second and third hand information. He
Uh,
did seem
he is smitten, do not get me wrong. He finds me physically appealing. But he is the equivalent of 20 years my elder.
yes. Well, then I suppose well, I wanted to properly address any question that you had, but unless there was anything in addition, I will we will be on our way then.
May I ask why you want to go to the library in particular?
As a servant of Abu Ketna, I am, well, I'm inclined to be curious about the collections of knowledge, though I have several topics of interest that I would like to research while we are in the city.
I see. And it seems Cedric and Draha, which is his sister's name from my understanding,
Hmm.
do not entirely get along.
Yes, I was very much, that was the impression, yes.
Yeah, it was.
Sylvana goes, indeed.
Yeah, I almost picture a in sync nod
Yeah, like,
between the three of us.
Yep.
well, he'll always escort you around the town, as I don't need him unless I was leaving the manor.
Hmm.
So there's something to keep in mind. So I'll just stay home until he gets back. So make sure to utilize him effectively.
If nothing else, I'm sure that Draha will be happy to hear that this meeting will be temporary.
Yeah.
We shall see. Depending on what you're attempting to accomplish, his contract with us is rather coming up to be finished soon, and we'll be moving on to our next bodyguard.
Ah,
We often change my bodyguard to keep um, would-be assassins from planning an effective attack.
hmm. Yes, the meritocracy here has quite the reputation.
I
Indeed.
agree with that.
So you mentioned you
Well,
were heading to Sahir, yes?
yes. It is simply a first stop along a further journey, but we will be stopping in Kashtun on our way to Firewing Outpost in Garano.
She goes, well then, I will, uh, give me one moment. You'll see her pull out an ink pen, like off of a table, and a piece of paper and write some things down on it. And then she'll go over to her, like a, I don't want to say dresser, but it kind of looks like that. She'll
Mm-hmm.
open up a drawer, count some things out for a moment, and pull out like a dark purple bag. And the letter all folded up and everything. It goes, well, since you're heading to Sahir, I have provided you with a shopping list. If you could be so kind as to purchase these items in Kashtun and to have it shipped back on a boat, I will have someone in Lannercost pick it up.
I see. Well,
Um, Now she does pull out a smaller blue bag and goes, "The purple bag is for the cost to purchase said items. So whatever is
mhm.
not spent, please send back with the item. This blue bag is, I don't want to say your fee. That's not the right word. Right. I guess so. My daughter is poking Melody's son out the door. Okay. We appreciate it. Hey man, we like having you here.
Maybe those insults did work.
Yeah, maybe they did. Away with you, child. She goes, the blue bag is your... I need a word for this, and my brain is not getting the right word.
Recompense?
Oh, what do they call it when things are, uh,
Gratuity.
Finder's fee?
She goes, the blue bag is your gratuity if you would be so kind to, not let my uncle know.
yes, he left a rather strong impression.
He does that. It's him and someone in Takamadeus, or
I think you might have gotten it right the first time.
Takadamus? Yeah, I think
Mhm.
it's Takadamus. I can never pronounce my own damn cities. My uncle has a counterpart in Takadamus who they frequently butt heads.
Mm-hmm. I see.
So please don't take whatever he said about Sahir personally. It is more frustration than anything.
As like, I give a little nod and with a bit of a knowing grin, and is like, yes, rivalries can get out of hand rather easily.
Indeed. I can assure you, whatever you're purchasing, none of it will be illegal. Just make sure to open this letter after you've left for Dockery.
Very well.
As
And
I don't know where my uncle's listeners would be.
very well. And I, since I hope to put a decent day or two into the time that your uncle has so generously assisted with my access to the library, uh, I'm sure Cedric, when he returns, will have the information to be able to get in touch with us should you need anything further.
I will keep that in mind. Thank you.
Though, on a personal note, with the family has an apparent familiarity with the plains. Is there any particular suggestions that you would have in mind? Particularly about, well, anything about the differences, anything of the particularly in relations to the ethereal plane and Lady Libertina's realm.
My specialty was not necessarily to that extent. Planar interactions was definitely something my uncle has collected a lot of information on. He does have it in his personal library here, and it's probably his planar library knowledge is probably greater than the standard noble's library.
Ah, well, should your uncle have a free moment in the next few days, perhaps we will speak again.
Uh,
But
yeah,
in the meantime, we thank you for your hospitality and your generosity.
thank you.
May you.
Yes, thank you so much.
Now, all we need now is directions to the library.
Yep.
She will pull out a piece of paper and quickly write down directions and go, "This should help you get to the library."
Ah, thank you. And with a pat to on Rye's arm, with my I am in very capable hands. Should anyone try to take advantage, and thank you. This should between Sylvana and I, we should be able to make good use of these directions. Have a good day.
You as well. She nods as Savannah will look at the directions and go, "Okay, let's see if we can get there without getting lost."
Yeah.
All right.
I'll follow you guys.
There is a possibility of failure, but we'll give it a try.
Knowledge geography. Oh,
Well,
good.
Well, Belle doesn't know how to read
Wow.
a fucking map.
Um. Well, I was trying to look at it from an odd angle, and I'm a bit distracted with the idea of libraries, books, and then it's like, oh god, I've got to deal with Lord Thalion again.
Right.
And as we walk out, do we discover whether or not Draha was able to avoid Cedric and the herd?
In this case, no.
Mm.
Mainly because Cedric would, kind of rope Draha into helping him corral the two questers.
Nope. You have fun with that.
Why, it's almost as if you think that would be difficult.
Yeah, no, he's gonna grab a hold of Draha and just nope, we're all going.
I'm going
Typical
with them to the
brother.
library.
Yeah, that's where I'm
Oh.
directing you to.
Hey, we all know how to settle this. Pick how you want to do it and roll off.
Yeah. In this case, Cedric is going to use his strength to try to get Draha to be moved forward with the group. Yeah, it'll be C and B. We'll go with C and B. 15, probably not. I don't think that beats Draha's CMD. Han?
No, it does not.
Yep. So there is a bit.
I just duck.
Well, I was gonna say he grabs a hold of you, but there's a bit of back and forth for a while, and eventually you get out of the hold. He's like, "Sis, we gotta go."
Oh, I am, but I'm not wrangling them. That's your job now.
Just follow me.
As she chats with Belle.
Oh no, you guys go well before Belle.
Yeah, because we stayed behind.
So is Draha just gonna wait behind for Belle and all of them to get out?
That was my intention.
Okay. So yeah, Draha's outside the place. The questers and Cedric are not there. To the questers, Cedric is a very fine, upstanding gentleman. He is acting in what you would consider a stereotypical, white knight to act like for others, but not like overly so. Like he is still trying to be helpful, still trying to be nice, but at the same time, he is not like, I must fight for truth and justice. It's more like, yeah, here, let me help you.
Overall,
Nice chaser. Go ahead.
overall, a well-mannered chap. It's a wonder why the siblings don't get along so well.
I say, sir. I don't believe I've met a knight quite like you. Tell me, V, have you ever met a knight this concerned with assisting the local populace?
What was that, sweetheart? I had some music in my head and I was paying attention to it because I need some new songs.
I was saying I've never quite met a knight who's such a shining bright example of assisting and helping the common folk. Have you?
I could use that in a song. Thank you, sweetheart.
You're welcome, my lovable lovekin.
He just kind of looks at you both and goes, okay, if this was any sweeter, I'd probably get a toothache.
Oh, you want sweeter? Why didn't you say so,
Please,
sir?
no, don't, sir. You don't need to on
You've-
my account.
You've asked for more, though.
No, I haven't. Please stop. No, sir. Please don't.
I will then just turn to him and state, tell me, is it true? And I've heard this through rumors, but you're a knight, so I want to know if it's true. I've heard that a knight can make someone else a knight, but a king or a queen or possibly an emperor or an empress could do the same. Is that right?
In a way, yes. It depends on what the knight is and what order they belong to and so on and so forth. I technically could induct a worthwhile member into the knighthood of Rienhild.
I look over at V with a massive grin. My dear, I think we find a rather intriguing possibility here.
Really? Tell me more.
What in particular?
Sir, I have a proposition for you. I'll assist with a generous donation to your order. In exchange, I would like to know what it would take for you to, is it crown someone a knight or bestow knighthood? Exactly how does
I
that
think
work?
it's bestow, yeah.
In exchange for you to bestow a knighthood on my beloved V here.
I would make a good knight. I like good nights. Do you like good nights, dear?
Every night with you is a good one, my sweet.
Oh, sweetheart, you're wonderful.
He goes, there are some requirements to become a Knight of Reinhild.
Do tell me, sir. Lay the exquisite information upon my waiting ears.
You have to show valor in battle. You have to, there's a code that we live by. And
Valor in battle?
yeah,
What else?
give me a second. Give me a second. Give me a second.
Are you actually looking up the oath?
Yes, I'm looking up traditional knight oaths because I'm looking for one in particular that like fits this for Reinhild all too well.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
I picture him patting down his pockets, going, "I put it around here somewhere."
Well, no, it's the DM doing this because this guy would know it too well. Because he has sworn this oath multiple times, and it's part of the lessons.
Mm-hmm. And anybody who fully embraces it would probably be ready to roll it off by heart.
Makes me think a bit of was it the Knights Templar?
Oh yeah, that's one of them. That's one take.
All right. So the code I found, and this is the one that fits best. He goes, you have to basically embody the code, which is a knight is sworn to valor. His heart knows only virtue. His blade defends the helpless. His might upholds the weak. His word speaks only truth, and his wrath will undo the wicked.
Sir, you've just described my wife to a very scary degree. She has been very valorous in battle.
Yes, and that is
I like helping out in battle. It's fun.
Like, I just point both my open hands toward my wife.
he thinks for a moment and goes, I understand you think this, but this also requires some level of, showing this. It's not just speaking the words, it's actually living by them. And so, as he's saying this is when Draha and the rest are coming up. Like, he's trying, you guys over here, it's like, you don't just speak the words, you have to live by them, is what you guys heard.
So then, by that definition, if I was able to prove to you, by not just my word, but by the words of others, that this is exactly what V has done, would you knight her?
Wait, what? Who is knighting V? What? V? When
My
did you want to
associate's
become a
Iggy with
knight?
Cobra.
I ask V.
I know face palm because I just realized who's behind me, and it's like timing. Just when I was getting somewhere now. Which I just realized I was supposed to do diplomacies for this.
Yeah.
And my spells are still. Oh, hang on. My spells are still active, so I do 2 and take the better.
I think I'd like to be a knight if I could. It sounds interesting.
He goes, I understand. Um, he goes. He just sits there and thinks for a moment and goes, I don't know you. I will not just knight any person I meet. That is not, I believe, considered an acceptable thing.
Well then, you must get to know us. Come with us.
Well, he is coming with us to the library. I say, complete with pointing.
I just
Whichever
like
direction
slowly
that
look
is.
over at you and go, that was not what I meant. My dear associate, knight of the realm, I'd like you to come with us if it ensures that you can further get to know my beautiful V here. Then I asked, not only do you come with us, but you stay with us for a time.
Oh, what?
Jaha reaches into her pouch and pulls out a skin.
Again, Jose, you are deciding things without understanding the situation that surrounds those you are addressing. He is under contract of service at the moment.
Penny, how long is a 3-second pull out of an ale skin filled with high proof alcohol?
Give me a fortitude save. You're not drunk.
I then hand the skin to Belle, going, you might need a drink.
Believe me, the wine that we were already served was strong enough.
I'm going to look back at you, Fedorian, and simply remark, oh, I'm well aware of that. But there's nothing that says his contract and our skedaddling cannot co-align for long enough for him to become familiar with my dear wife.
Well,
He
first
says
things
that, and the first thing Jaha does is snort. With the way it came across.
Did I just make a sexual innuendo by accident?
Yes.
I didn't even see that, I'm sorry.
Yes, well, we have quite a few things to do, and not much time to do it all in, unfortunately.
So, library!
Yes, please.
As I literally
Ooh.
grab Belle and start trying to drag in random direction towards doors, thinking I'm going the right way, hoping I'm going the right way.
Oh. Do you have an ability to roll a d4 real quick? Just to, for a direction?
Sure. Go. Give me a d4. All right.
Okay.
So the first door you go into this what looks to be a shop, and you see lots of basically, how do I want to put this, fine goods, and
This is not the direction I meant to go.
and the shop is very like potent. As you're dealing with this and the shop, eventually a person comes out and they come like flowing across the floor, and it's a gentleman that looks like, if he is stepping on the floor, you can't tell that he's bending his knees.
He's doing the little floaty thing?
It looks like it, but in reality, he is stepping on the floor. He's just so well trained in how to walk that it doesn't look like he's bouncing as he walks. It's just like he just glides across the floor.
Oh, cool.
And,
Okay.
And he just...
You describe things as potent.
Yes.
Are we talking scents?
Yes.
Scent potent.
Yeah, scent potent.
I immediately start sneezing.
The gentleman stands about 5.5 feet tall. He has like a big bushy kind of like black hair that kind of looks a little bit wild. Like he's trying to keep it combed, but it didn't really work too well. And he has like 4 or 5 rings on each hand, and he has like a big grin, and he's like, and you can tell he's slightly portly, and he's just like, friends, welcome. Welcome.
Belle has an idea.
Welcome to the House of Wonders. What can this humble purveyor of fine goods provide you?
You have perfume, yes?
Yes. Good old Lysander Goldblum has quite a bit of perfume depending on your style that you wish, madam.
Okay, the roll for 24 history was for Belle to recall Sylvana's perfume.
Okay. You do recall it.
Okay. Hopefully somewhere along the lines, because we've been traveling for months together, she's gotten a hold of the name of it.
You haven't gotten a hold of the name, because she does keep the bottle unlabeled.
Ah, that's unfortunate. This will complicate things slightly.
You do know exactly what it smells like, and with the 24, you could describe what it smells like to the gentleman.
Okay.
Sylvana is not in the store, by the way.
Exactly. I'm going to, is like, and so I just go conspiratorially close to him, because it's like, out of nowhere, it just, like, it's like I pinged, and I'm like, oh, here's an opportunity. And basically she starts describing the details of, it was kind of floral, she guesses about the best as to which flowers they were, and so on and so forth. And is like, do you have anything like that?
Alright, give me a second. Because I want to make sure I find a good one for that. Let's see. All right. He thinks for a moment as you describe it. He goes, you describe it as a blooming jasmine with wild rose, and it smells like a morning, like the air in the morning. There are like slight notes of violet and lily in it as well. With the soft hint of blooming gardenia lingers like at the very tail end.
Yeah, I am so glad I was catching that stuff when she had her steadily growing sense of smell.
Oh yeah.
It's like, yes.
He goes, oh yes, I know that one very well, madam. That is quite a nice one, and not cheap. That's Whisper of the Enchanted Bloom. It's a It's a favored fragrance in Irritera.
It's like, and I'm like, so like, I want to get this done quickly. Yes. Let. A simple vial will do for now.
Of course, and like you'll see him like glide across the floor and then like mess around with the shelves for a moment, and he finds a small bottle that's about, I want to say it's about 6 fluid ounces is in it.
Mm-hmm.
That's not small. Not for perfume.
Mm-hmm. Right.
It is a small bottle, but it is not a small for perfume.
Right.
I didn't say a small perfume bottle. I said a small bottle.
Right.
All right. He said it's 6 fluid ounces, and he goes, this should last you quite some time. This is the majority of my stock in this.
Okay. Well, we'll begin at the price for this, and we'll adjust proportions and whatnot from there.
All right. For the whole bottle here, it is 1,200 gold. It is a foreign fragrance after all, and shipping costs, and trying to keep it fresh definitely takes
Yes.
a cost.
Right. Mm, let's see. You said 6 ounces.
It's 300 gold
And
per ounce.
okay. Uh, okay. Do-do-do-do-do. All right. So I I will I will have to unfortunately limit myself. Um, do you possibly have a vial of about a half of an ounce? Does that sound like a reasonable amount?
That's
Uh,
normal
Just
for
she
perfume
she
purchases.
asks to Draha and whatnot. I don't go for buy perfume myself that often.
he goes, I believe I could provide a half ounce if you so desire. That'd be 150 gold.
Yes, I can easily handle that. Okay.
Excellent. You'll see him like quickly mess around with several bottles and like kind of like move liquid around, and then he'll cork it. He goes, "Would you like this in a opaque bag to hide the gift you have purchased, if it is a gift, or is this for yourself?"
Um, is it extra for the packaging?
For a nice colored bag, a cloth bag, it is simply a gold piece.
Hmm.
Suddenly she finds a gold piece in her hand.
Uh, uh, very well.
You get winked at by Draha.
All right. Thank you, good sir. That will be all I need today.
Well, it was most appreciative for you to come to my wonderful house of wonders.
All right.
If you ever are in the market for more fine goods, do keep in mind that Lysander Goldbloom is always capable of providing the finest goods.
Thank you. And it is like, okay. And we leave and um let's see. Bell hopefully um the group isn't too far behind when they pop out and Bell tries to correct.
I guess I went the wrong direction.
All right, Bell,
Um
give me a D4.
okay. Shouldn't okay.
All right. With a 1, you enter into another shop, but this one is definitely filled with books and scrolls, and you hear several animals in here as well, in cages.
Oh my.
And you see an older human kind of sitting behind a shelf, and he looks up and goes, "Ah, customers, it seems." And he'll kind of like, his eyes are like kind of narrowed as he like looks down his nose over a set of like basically fine glasses, and he just goes, "Ah, you seek the mysteries of the arcane, friend."
Yes, to a point. This isn't the library, is it?
Oh no, but you are close. It's down the street a little bit, and it'll be the big building on the right.
Thank you. And I'm going to make a quick scan of the books and see if there's a subject
Give me a
that
knowledge
she can.
arcana.
Yep. See if
The-
there's any.
These are all books on magic, arcane
Mm-hmm.
magic to be precise. The scrolls are, one-use scrolls of certain spells. The books are a collection of spells
Mm-hmm.
of different schools and things of that nature. Some of them are copies of the same spell several times over, just in case
Mm-hmm.
one book gets sold.
All right.
So he basically looks at it and goes, yes, here I sell scrolls and spells for the inquiring arcane mind. So if you wish to learn some new magic, I can definitely help you in that endeavor. For a price,
All right.
of course.
Oof.
Library. You need to get to the library because you only have so much time.
Yes. Well, yes. That is very true, but I will definitely note this on once my business is concluded. I assume that the additional things that I'm hearing are possible familiars?
Yes, yes, young lady. They are all creatures that I've made sure are well cared for, so that they can provide to be someone's familiar if they develop that talent.
Thank you. I do apologize, but we must get going, and we came here by accident. A happy accident.
Ah,
But
not the problem. Sometimes the greatest discoveries in magic are what we refer to as happy accidents.
and with a little bow, and okay. Now we got some better directions.
Yep, give me that knowledge geography.
Do I get it with advantage this time?
No, the DC's lower. Between
Okay.
Cedric and the directions you've been given, you
Did we lose the group?
no.
Holy damn.
Oh my god, your sense of direction sucks.
There's a reason why she willingly travels with others. Do you want to try?
Let me check if I actually even I don't have knowledge geography.
If you don't have
I'll
knowledge
take-
geography, it's an intelligence check. Not much better.
All
do you
right,
see
Bonehead,
others
where's the
in-
library?
We were told to go down the street and take a right.
Everybody's fucking this up. Except for now Jose. Jose's like, there's the
Oops.
library. Oh no, that's initiative. What the fuck did you roll initiative?
That was an accident. I meant to hit intelligence.
What the hell, man? Nope, never mind.
B.
Nope. Rights to. It's not good with
V.
directions.
V.
I'm
He
just
actually
like,
figures it out.
I'm like patting myself down. Where did I put that?
So V, you're the one who figures out where the library is. Are you kind enough to inform the rest of the party, or do you just let them flounder?
Considering the fact that V is not as stupid as she appears, I don't want her to give up that. I don't want her to let them know that she's not that dumb. So she's going to just let them go flounder.
All right, give me a D4, Belle.
Oh.
All right.
Do we start at the first shop again?
No. As you enter another building, you find yourself in what looks to be an area with a lot of books and scrolls again. The gentleman behind the counter is a younger human gentleman. He kind of looks at you and goes, Oh, hi. Do you guys require the? God, was I don't want to use the term magistrate. That's not the one I'm looking for. Uh, I'm trying to remember what the fuck it was called. Give me a second. Not Oathbinder. Uh. Barrister. That was what I was looking for. Barrister. Do you require the services of a barrister, perhaps? Or did you just...
Oh, we are directionally challenged and we're trying to find the library.
Ah, yes. If you'll follow me, he'll step outside and go... He'll point at a building and go, that is the building you require.
Thank you,
Thank
sir.
you so much.
Yes,
Merci beaucoup.
safe travels. And he goes back in and just goes back to reading. And you guys don't need to check at this point. He pointed directly at the library.
I will.
All right.
Once we get in, I'll look around and go, so this is the inside of a library.
Yes. And let's see. Oh, how to go about this?
All right.
I wonder if there are any books with pictures because I like pictures. Pictures are nice.
All right. So in this case, you enter the library. This 3-story library stands as a majestic testament to noble refinement and intellectual grandeur. Its towering shelves of rich, dark mahogany stretch across polished marble floors to ornately carved ceilings, each level bathed in a warm glow of gilded chandeliers and elegant wall sconces. Plush velvet armchairs plush velvet armchairs and intricately embroidered tapestries offer comfort amidst the vast collection of leather-bound tomes in this room. Rare manuscripts and illuminated scrolls are also in here. Large stained glass windows cast like a kaleidoscope of colors across the whole place, while delicate golden railings line sweeping staircases connecting to each floor. Basically, it's not just a repository of knowledge, of books and wisdom. This is where several nobles you can see are talking back and forth to explore their ideas in quiet splendor of timeless luxury. So, Belle, you're like, it's pretty, but it is very opulent.
I'm in heaven. And proceeds to be like, okay, now let's get to work. I once again turn to the others. Anyone that still needs to stretch their legs. I'm going to be at this for a while. I suggest please see about finding an inn for us to stay. Well, for the rest of you to stay. I don't know when this place closes. I'm going to be here until they kick me out. As I proceed to start walking in and choosing a floor.
Why do I get the feeling we'll come back and like one of the library staff will be shouting at you going, look at the mess you've made, the books were all ordered and you've read them all.
Mm-hmm. I can see that happening.
It's like you guys, when you go to find Belle again, she will definitely have a book fort going on.
Yeah. Not gonna be
babysit
shocked.
Belle.
Nope.
And just for time's sake, we could probably see about all of the all the knowledge checks and stuff that she would be doing.
We could do that off camera.
Yeah. So, yes, for time's sake, you know where Belle's going to be.
Yeah.
and I suggest Rye look into somewhere appropriate for a certain arrangement the two of them have.
Sure, I will. Ryan probably will just stay with Belle in the library, making sure she's okay, and she doesn't
Oh.
fall asleep.
Oh, you will be following her around when she will load you down with books.
Yep.
And if there is any untaken spaces with lots and lots of pillows and really good lighting, that's where she will pretty much post up. So it's up to the rest of you guys to what you want to do.
V, my dear, shall we find suitable quarters?
Yes, sweetheart. I'd like to be alone with you, I think. I think some alone time would be good.
We have been on the road together for a very
Well.
long time.
Yeah.
Oh, my dear, you're singing a sweet degree of music to my ear. Let us depart from here, and once we arrive there, we can begin the happy times of sweet sleep.
Well, I don't want to go to sleep too soon, because I'd like some private time with you first.
Oh, why didn't you say so, my dear? Let us depart and ensure the bedroom is a rock with the delightful sounds of ecstasy.
If I hear you, I'm silencing the entire fucking room.
For you to sort out.
Yeah, I think you're just so blinded by all the books, it's like, ah.
Oh, Belle is absolutely good. Poor Draha, on the other hand.
I immediately
I'm staying
depart.
with Belle because Belle is at least the safer option for my sanity right now.
Oh, good, a second person to carry books.
Oh my god.
Is Sylvana joining the train?
Yeah,
Yep.
she would be, because this is a book area. Yeah, she would definitely do that.
She has her own reading materials to pick out.
Yeah.
Well, after a while of looking around, I don't find anywhere, but I do have my beautiful wife at my side.
Oh boy, why you're not finding anything? Maybe Cedric, poke Cedric real quick?
Oh, excuse me.
Hey, Cedric, could you be a dear and help us find somewhere to sleep for the night? Or possibly the day as well?
He just kind of looks at it and goes, "Alright, I will try my best to help you find something of, worthwhile staying." Oh, excuse me, I'm sitting there choking on my damn lungs here. Alright. So he does, lead you through the town and eventually leads you to a very finely designed tavern, alright? Nestled within the heart of the Nobles District, there is a sign on the front of this building that is a silver leaf. It is a two-story building that excludes the air of understated elegance befitting the clientele that looks to be going in and out of this place. As you enter into the tavern, you'll see a elven woman who has an incredible graceful charm and warmth to her. The ground floor is inviting to visitors into a spacious common room adorned with polished wooden beams, velvet drapes, and softly glowing lanterns that cast like a nice like a faint light in the darker corners of the tavern that the windows normally wouldn't light up. All right, so the whole room is decently lit. There are aromas of like dishes wafting out of the kitchen. They smell very exotic and actually quite nice. They're appealing to the nose. And then there is a stairwell going upward on one side of the tavern. So like the whole room is set out like, and you can see there's a kitchen in the back. But then there's a wooden stairwell that goes up one side of the tavern, which is opposite of the fireplace, and it leads up to a second floor that is above the whole room that you're in. As you enter, the elven woman approaches you and goes, "Hello, my name is Ilaria Valenwood. It is a pleasure to meet you all. How may I help you this fine day?" Questers.
Hello.
Sorry, I was trying to clear my throat.
Hello. We would be interested in a room for the night or two because, well, we've been married for a bit and we need to have some private time together, and I love my husband.
As I love my wife. So, if you wouldn't mind giving us a room with plenty of sheets and preferably some soundproofed walls.
She kind of just goes, "As you wish. One of our suite rooms is 50 gold per night."
Done. Side note. You don't happen to have any breakable things in these rooms, do you? I mean, aside from the bed, obviously.
Yes. These rooms are finely decorated, and I would prefer it if you didn't break anything in them, please.
No promises are made. Thank you.
And she just kind of blinks for a moment, and Cedric goes, "I'll just take a menu, and then I'll eat something and leave. I was just to escort these people." And she goes, "I understand." All right. Back at the library, you guys do a day of research. We will deal with the repercussions of that later. All right. But suffice to say, after a while, Cedric comes back. It's later in the evening. And he goes, "I understand all of you are into your books, but you do need to eat." He kind of looks over at Draha and goes, "Sis, do these people literally starve themselves if presented with a book?"
Why do you think there's jerky in the one hand and a book in the other?
They need real food.
This is as good as it's gonna get unless you want to manually remove the books, and then do you really want to deal with the side effect of the pissed off spellcasters?
Let's just manually remove them and get them to the inn so they can rest for the evening and come back tomorrow.
You know, I get the feeling you
Try
might.
that, but I know better with these guys.
Have you tried, like, getting some food, putting it on a windowsill, and putting, like, a wee fan in front of it so the smell gently wafts over to them?
Baking bread.
Right. All right. So, Cedric kind of goes over to Belle and Sylvana and be like, he looks over at Rye and goes, "Are you going to try to help me get these two to eat and sleep properly? Or Or are you going to be like my sister and just say good luck?
Good luck.
None of you are particularly helpful.
No, we know these two. We don't
Yep.
want the shocky smack.
And, like, you look over and you literally see, like, Belle and Sylvana literally sitting almost side by side, each with their small mountain of books, as they're reading and taking notes and, like, in almost like a fervent pace.
Bonehead, remember when Mom would get really into her book and anybody who would mess with her would suddenly get that lightning smack? The shocky smack we always called it? Yeah, they've got the upgraded version.
Uh-huh. That is a problem.
Why do you think we just stood? I'm not here for their safety. I'm here for everybody else's safety around them.
Eventually they will get tired and eventually pass out.
And at that point, I will pick the one up and carry them to an inn.
Yeah. I'll be helping that too.
He goes, allow me to direct
Resting
you
test.
to the end.
I look up with the biggest puppy eyes and go, is it closing time already?
And Cedric will look at you and go, the sun has significantly gone down, and the candles, and several candles have burnt out.
Oh. And I start, I don't know, bookmarking and organizing, and there for a moment she's like considering putting books into her pocket. But
Yeah, no, the librarian is not going to allow that to happen. They're like, no.
yeah. It's like, and
Bad
well.
book goblin.
Yeah.
Don't worry, Belle. We'll come back here tomorrow.
Okay. It's like, and she's like, okay, I have these and this and this. It's like, I do the equivalent of like piling them up and trying to trying to use a curtain to cover them up.
Yeah, and they're just like, the librarian's just going to like shake their head. By the way, I will say this. Questers, by the way, look at what I just posted in Discord. Eventually, when you go for food, that's the menu. Okay? So what you guys, like, as you're trying to book Goblin, like, the people who work at the library are like, no, we gotta actually take care of these things. Shoo. Everybody suddenly is quiet.
How's
Sorry.
snickering at her book goblins?
Yeah. And the queen book goblin is like, maybe.
You get the head pats, and it's like, you will come back tomorrow.
I'm drooling over the menu.
And,
Oh, my.
and she is proceeding to be like going at 1,000,000 miles per hour about what she found and whatnot. And so, of course, going 1,000,000 miles per hour, and anybody she is talking to, she is rapidly switching between phrases in common and Opian and Seer, and she's even dropping into Draconic at multiple points because she was also studying arcane magic stuff.
So,
Yeah.
okay, Bonehead, someplace that's not fancy, but someplace that's not bunk beds.
He kind of looks at you and goes, I'll take you to the place I took your companions.
Please no.
It's
I.
No.
I
Any place but there.
I wouldn't worry. The place is fine. The food is good. It's just you won't have to share a room with them. Okay. So please keep that in mind. All right.
I will look over at V and just remark, well, I've chosen my degree of things. What fancies your appetite, my dear V?
Well, the lavender and honey panna cotta looks really good. I bet it's sweet just like you are, except when you're salty.
You can't see it, but I'm giving my wife a bit of a stare for that because I quite enjoy my salt.
Oh, so many layers to that comment. So many layers. And just to V's comment.
Forgive him, he doesn't quite get the reference, I think.
Yeah. Oh my god.
But yes, speaking of layers,
Ogres have layers.
if we can just do a quick smooth over of negotiating our rooms and whatnot.
That's fine. That's once again 50 gold.
Okay. How many people are sharing rooms?
Well, I feel like in this case with a suite, you can easily put 3 people per room.
Okay, with it being like 50 gold per night, I just like
Yeah.
And the number well, crap.
Now, mind you, that's if you want all 3 to each have a bedroom.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think of how things are divided because
If you go
what's
with
left is Rye and me, Draha, and Sylvana.
right. So, if you both want to share have Draha share a room with someone or Sylvana share a room and then the other 2 basically get a room to themselves. It's up to you how you guys want to do that. Because the beds are big enough for 2 people.
I have no problem sleeping on the equivalent of a lounge.
I mean, there's that too.
Okay, because it's like because Belle is looking at Sylvana and looking at Rye and be like,
You're not ready to
like,
share a room yet.
It's like,
Nope.
I don't want to send too strong of signals quite yet. And so it's like, so if we get a suite that's easily 3 beds, and if you
I call
want
the couch.
Raha, okay, I was going to say I would be willing to trade off depending on how many days that we want to stay. Probably at least staying 1 more night and then head out after that. So maybe
You're fine.
get
Just
things
go to
for 2
bed.
nights. I thought we were that it was evening and it was time for dinner.
Yes, it is time for dinner first, but you guys do have a room.
Okay.
All
right.
So there is the big honkin' menu I shared.
Yes.
I basically threw together a word salad and then used random number generator to make things.
Okay. Well, I think if Rye, if you're willing to share that meal that you had asked for,
Yes.
I think now's as good of a time as any. I'll go
Sylvana kind of looks
change and
Sylvana kind of goes, "Is this a meal between the 2 of you, correct?"
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I
If
understand.
it's not that much of a problem.
No, I will grab a meal and head upstairs and try to work out what my thoughts are for the things I just researched.
Uh, yes. And I will switch and change into something a bit more suitable, and I will be with you momentarily. And
All right.
so, and so, I think I've pointed it out before that that she's switching out of her what are her more typical priest robes and what is usually layered over, surprise, surprise, scale mail armor that she's been wearing for the most part. And the dress that's on the, well, presented on the YouTube and whatnot is actually what she changes into. So, and that's what she greets Rye with, and they as they go down to get their meal.
I go have a chat with Savannah.
Oh yeah. All right. So you go down to talk with Savannah. Savannah is going to get herself a meal. She's going to go with the salad, the Moonlit Garden salad. She likes that idea. Um, she'll go with the seared trout, lemon blossom butter, with a side of seasonal vegetable melody, and she'll have a forest berry sorbet for her dessert. And the drink she'll go with is an herbal infusion. So you'll see her kind of sitting there, just slowly eating this like light meal, and she'll be like, Belle, not Belle, sorry, Draha. How can I help you today? As she's like reading over a book while she's eating, slowly.
That's a conversation we'll have elsewhere.
Okay, like
It's just kind of a friendly chat, but we've also got 10 minutes before I have to get ready for work.
that's true. We'll have that conversation off camera. Uh, and then for Rye and Belle, I expect you guys to have that wonderful conversation while I'm getting her to work.
If that's how you want to cover it.
I mean, unless you want to wait until next for 2 weeks, I'm willing to do that too. It depends on how you guys want to do it.
That's fine with me. Can wait 2 weeks.
It's 2 weeks.
Okay,
and
fine.
I think Faye was looking forward to getting it done today.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean,
But hey,
if you guys want to do it while I take care of Anne and get her to work, by all means, that's fine. And you can catch me up with what happened because this is strictly role play.
mm-hmm.
All right. And so
All right.
that way we can I can catch up and be informed of what happened. And if
Mm-hmm.
you're still going on when I get back, then you can at least let me in the know while it's going on.
Okay. All right. So once again, we have those wonderful few minutes
Oh yeah.
of open time.
Oh yeah. Give me 1 second. I'm
Have
getting.
fun. I have to go. I'm going to go start trying to get dressed for work because I have to go find my scrubs.
Right.
Bye.
I gotta
Bye.
get XP done. I
Okay,
mean,
this
Well,
was fun. The crazy was fun.
oh yes.
Yeah.
I'm in your veins, stealing your ACs.
Well, the questers get to see Rye escorting Belle to the dining room.
Yep.
Oh
Belle's
yeah.
a bit more dressed up and cleaned up than usual.
All right. Well, let me end this for those who are watching this on YouTube. Thank you for coming. You join us in 2 weeks when we do our next session. That should be a lot of fun. I hope to see you all then. Toodles.
Bye.